Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today we're back looking at some XRP technical analysis here. We have some key levels of support, some key levels of resistance. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video to not miss any updates. We try to keep these coming at you daily, so be sure to subscribe. If you liked the video or found any of this information new, please like the video. It really helps the channel out a lot, and I really appreciate it. Now, jumping right in, we have XRP continuing to consolidate at resistance, it would appear, under the influence of bearish Robo advisors. Technically, we have been awaiting for bullish parameters of accumulation ever since the end of November here, since EngineeringRobo became bearish. And what does that mean? Two of our chosen three Robo advisors became bearish on the 23rd of November, and since then, price action has seen 48% in downside and is still currently more than 41% down at current levels since EngineeringRobo became bearish. So EngineeringRobo has saved you from almost 50% in downside since bearish suggestions from November. We can see an interaction with a buy suggestion throughout December here. However, we are not buying at this level because we need two of our chosen three Robo advisors to become bullish and further confirmations of support to allow for comfortable accumulation. We can also see prices are under the influence of a descending trend line here, so we will have to wait for this mini downtrend and correction to be over to allow for comfortable accumulation as well. Previous interactions with bullish Robo advisors suggested an area of accumulation throughout the end of July of 2021. After bullish Robo advisors, prices saw up to 92% in upside, easily almost doubling your money with EngineeringRobo's buy suggestions just by sitting around looking at it. And if you weren't able to sell at that swing high, you were still able to capitalize on 44% ROI with EngineeringRobo's sell suggestions. A buy and hold strategy from that same level would have allowed you to see that 92% in upside. However, holding through all those gains has now put you at a loss of over 14% at current levels. So we can see EngineeringRobo has very much allowed us to capitalize on upside and has saved us from downside on this coin. And so moving forward, say you're looking to invest in XRP near current levels here, we can put 20% of our initial investment at support. That would be once daily candles open and close above 63 cents. We can put 20% of our position at that level. Or if price action continues to 46 cents, whichever comes first, we can put 20% of our initial investment at support. We can put another 30% of our investment once daily candles open and close above the downtrend line, suggesting an uptrend forming. We can put 30% of our position once the downtrend line has been broken, and we can put the final 50% of our position once EngineeringRobo becomes bullish. And what does that mean? We need two of our chosen three Robo advisors becoming bullish near support to allow for comfortable accumulation. Once invested, we can begin to scale out of our investment at each of our resistance levels here. We have 94 cents as our target for resistance overhead once support has been confirmed and bullish Robo advisors return. And we also have $1.22 as another area of resistance where you can begin to take some profits. However, we always keep 50% of our investment in the position until EngineeringRobo becomes bearish. So right now, guys, we just need a few more parameters to be met to allow for comfortable accumulation. It's always key to have a strategy in any up or downtrend, but let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts on XRP at current levels. Looking over at Cointelegraph, we see an article titled MicroStrategy Buys the Dip, Purchasing 660 Bitcoin for $25 million. Major Bitcoin investor MicroStrategy has announced another major Bitcoin purchase during a market dip to collect a total of 125,051 Bitcoin. MicroStrategy purchased 660 Bitcoin at an average price of about $37,865 per Bitcoin. This is yet another instance of MicroStrategy accumulating hundreds to sometimes thousands of Bitcoin at a time here. We can see an instance of MicroStrategy purchasing 1,434 Bitcoin around the $57,477 range, in addition to another 1,914 Bitcoin at an average price of around $49,229. And now they are continuing to buy hundreds of Bitcoin at a time for tens of millions of dollars near current levels, with, in my opinion, anticipation of upside. Major Bitcoin investors, including the government of El Salvador, continued to invest in Bitcoin amid a market downturn. The president of El Salvador announced the purchasing of 410 Bitcoin for $15 million at roughly $36,585 per Bitcoin. So continued very bullish accumulation for these very large entities in the traditional world of finance. MicroStrategy, Grayscale being another, and we even have governing bodies getting involved in Bitcoin and crypto at these levels here. So I find it very hard to be bearish on the ecosystem overall. I do believe this downside and correction has been very healthy for the overall long-term uptrend. It's easy to forget that Bitcoin was merely $6,000 only a couple years ago. Looking at the crypto bubbles here, we can see the bullish incentive for the market overall is very much in play. Capital flowing in and out of other projects does show the overall bullish incentive present for the crypto sphere here. In my opinion, if there was a bearish incentive for the market, I feel like no one would be buying any of them. But the fact that we do see heavy accumulation during this time does show the demand for crypto is very much in play and increasing, and I just very much anticipate continued gains here for the space once we have solidified a bottom from this very scary correction here. But we go with the flow of the market. This is crypto, so we can anticipate a few tens of percentages in downside to allow for the hundreds of percentages in upside. Now, a lot of these projects doing quite well here, experiencing tens of percentages in gains from this very bullish recovery forming. We're going to look at T-Fuel. We're looking at price action under the influence of bearish Robo advisors here. Since EngineeringRobo became bearish on T-Fuel around the end of November of 2021, prices have experienced 65% in downside and is still currently more than 47% down at current levels since EngineeringRobo became bearish. So EngineeringRobo has saved you from almost 50% in downside there as we await bullish confirmations of accumulation, which would be further confirmations of support, which down below is going to be the 9-cent level, the strongest area of horizontal support here for this coin, and the continued target here until bullish Robo advisors return. So comfortable accumulation of this coin would look like 20% of our initial investment would be at support, either that 9-cent level or the closest horizontal level here is going to be 22 cents. However, that will need far more solidification of support for us to accumulate at it, because the strongest area of current resistance that we need to flip as support is going to be 29 cents. So whichever comes first, 9 cents or 29 cents, we can put 20% of our initial investment at support. We can put another 30% of our investment once the downtrend line has been broken. So once we have established an uptrend, we can put another 30% of our investment in play. And then finally, with the remaining 50% of our investment, we put that in when EngineeringRobo becomes bullish. That is 2 of our chosen 3 Robo advisors becoming bullish on upside here. So right now, we are just waiting for further confirmations to allow for comfortable accumulation. Now, Bitcoin, crypto, the currency currently continuing its very bullish interaction with my support line here. $34,655 per Bitcoin has been a very bullish area of support, and so far a rather bullish area of accumulation if we continue ourselves upward. However, with this downtrend line overhead and bearish Robo advisors in play ever since November here, we do anticipate continued interaction toward this $34,655 level to further solidify it as support. We can begin comfortable accumulation at support once EngineeringRobo advisors turn bullish again, and when this downtrend line is broken, then we can become more bullish here on some moon targets for Bitcoin in the coming short term. At the moment, we need further confirmations of support, in my opinion, based on the technical strategy here. Looking at the fear and greed index here, we can see price action is coming from a rather bullish price to be accumulating Bitcoin. We see the fear zone creeping up near the $32,000 level. So so far, the low of this pullback has been near $33,000. We are very close to the fear zone here, a very, very, very bullish time to be accumulating Bitcoin with anticipation of continued upside toward the FOMO zone, currently sitting near a $161,000 Bitcoin. In my opinion, a level I anticipate will present itself here before any sort of prolonged fundamental downside is to be considered. The fear zone is where many traders are afraid of continued downside. This is where you want to be buying all your discounted Bitcoins because everyone is panic selling, and the FOMO zone is where everyone will be afraid of missing out on continued upside. They forgot to buy when prices are low. They waited until all-time highs and then some to be getting in because that's typically what happens. You want to be taking profit aggressively when the rest of the market is greedy and afraid of missing out on continued upside. Sadly, they already did. So this is when you want to be taking profit up in the FOMO zone here. When everyone is panic selling and afraid of continued downside, you want to be accumulating heavily, just like these governing bodies and major financial institutions in the traditional economy. But let me know down below your thoughts on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency currently. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hearing my analysis. Check out EngineeringRobo for free with a link in the description. Subscribe here on YouTube. Check out all the other social media down below and tune in for the next one.